Video games causing sickness? So, when you play a video game, has it ever caused you to get sick or make you feel like you are getting sick, getting ill, feeling like you have to get it out of there? And next thing you know, you're fine when you stop playing it the next day. I don't know. The thing is, not all of our bodies function the same way. So, you could be skydiving and not get dizzy at all. And you could be snowboarding and get dizzy, and then next thing you know you get sick and you never snowboard again. So it just depends on how our own body works. Now, all bodies aren't the same, but there are some people out there who are affected from video games in terms of their health, and there are some who are not. Now, how do I say that about myself? Well, I feel like over the past years, throughout my whole life so far, that video games hasn't really affected me that much. Like, all I do is play the game and that's it. Then, like last week, I started feeling like a little bit woozy and like dizzy. I thought that it was the game at first, but then again, I started getting hot and my room felt hot, and all I had to do was like go downstairs of my house because it's actually colder right there. So I felt a little bit better right there, and then I came back up to my room. It was like steaming hot. Now, I wasn't sure that was because I have my heaters on, because during the winter time it is cold, or I thought it was my Xbox heating up. What was I playing when I started feeling this? I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I was doing this mission where Michael meets this woman, and someone she loved, I would say her husband, her second husband, passed away, and he was like the host of a TV show or something, and she's trying to find like some of the items that came out of the ship. I think these were just ship parts or something, submarine parts. I think that's what it was. And I had to find 30 of them, and I found 15, and then when I got to the 17th one, I felt dizzy. I don't know why, because when you're finding these parts, it requires you to go on a little boat, then you dive under water, and then you find the parts from there. And then when I got to my 16th or 17th part, I kind of felt dizzy, and I was having trouble getting this one part because I'm pretty sure I could just swim into it and get it, but the spot was so tight, and I guess I must have got frustrated with this part so much, and next thing you know, I started feeling dizzy. And then like I try to grab the part, and then once I grab it, then I'll just save my game and end it right there. I couldn't grab the part, so what I did was I swam out of the water, and then I drive back to Michael's house just to save. Now I could do the quick save over there, but when I return to the game, I don't want to load back to me being in the water. I wanted to load back to me being in the house. That's it, make it seem like everything was fine. And then I'll get back to that mission later. Now, when I shut off my Xbox, and I went to bed immediately after that, and I put the blankets on because during the winter time I shouldn't be sleeping without the blankets on, even if I have the heats in the house turned on, because the heats, they automatically go off when it's hot enough, and then when it starts getting cold, I'll get cold, and next thing you know, the next morning I'll catch a cold, or if I'll really get sick. But then like I couldn't cover up the blanket because it was just too hot, and next thing you know, I turned on my ceiling fan while keeping the blanket on, and then I woke up around 5 in the morning, and then I felt normal again. And then I went to turn on my ceiling fan, and then went back to sleep, woke up around 9 o'clock in the morning, I felt completely normal. So, the question is, did video games really affect me in terms of my health? Well, to me, this question seems unanswered, and here's why. Because maybe it wasn't because of the game that got me to feel this way. Maybe it was because of the heat that was in my room. Because I usually have this door open, we got a heater down there, and then I got like a heater down here in my room. So I got one out of the hallway, and that's pretty much just for the whole upstairs of my house. And then I started asking people in my family who live in this house, asking them, hey, was your room hot? And they were like, a little. So see, that's why I think this question to me is unanswerable, because it could be my Xbox overheating, which not overheating, what I'm talking about, because Xbox, the 360, they always get hot. I don't know why, it's the way Microsoft built it. But it could be the heat coming out from my Xbox, coming out from the heater, coming out from this heater, but this heater wasn't even on at the time. This one was. And I guess with me playing hardcore in Grand Theft Auto 5, that the heat must have built up in my body, and then I started feeling dizzy again. So, what's the point I'm trying to make in this video? When you guys are playing a game, I know how intense you could be. Like, if you're playing Call of Duty and you died so many times, you'll be pissed off, and then you'll feel like steam is coming out. Please do me a favor and just be careful, because you could be doing anything. It could be as simple as cutting up a piece of fruit. You could get sick from either way. How can you get sick from cutting a piece of fruit? Well, simple. In case you cut your hand, and next thing you know it gets infected, you're screwed. I mean, that happened to somebody before, where they got a scratch from their dog, and next thing you know they get infected, and then it turned into a very serious issue. So guys, when you're doing anything, even if you're playing a video game, just please be careful. If you need to take a break, go ahead and take a break. Please do not play a video game 6 hours straight. I've heard some people, I've talked to some people, I have some friends who have done this before, where they went to a midnight launch of a video game, and next thing you know, they played it all night, and when they stop, you know when these guys stop? They stop playing it when they have to go to school, which is like, I don't know, for me on this side over here, it's like school starts 7:39 in the morning for high school students. Yeah. That's a little less than 8 hours of sleep these people have lost just for playing a particular video game all night. Yeah. That has happened before. If you never heard of it, there you go. So, like I said before, for me this question is unanswerable, because maybe it wasn't my Xbox, and because that I thought that my Xbox was getting too hot or something, and it released all this heat. I started looking up Nyko intercoolers for the Xbox, but then after a few days of searching up one, I was like, I probably don't need one anyway, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't my Xbox causing the trouble. I think it was just the amount of heat that was coming into this room from that heater, and from my frustration in terms of the gaming. But I don't think the video game took an effect on me. It could have been just heater, because let me tell you something, guys. That heater, it's a very good heater. It can heat up a full floor in about maybe half an hour. And that's just coming from one heater. And then when you have all the other heaters around in your house, you're going to be warm during a cold winter storm. Yeah, that's how good these heaters are. So, like I said, guys, just please be careful with your health whenever you're doing anything, and especially for you high intense video gamers out there. So, what do you guys think about this issue? Do you think that this is just a coincidence, or do you think that people should really keep this in mind, especially if you're playing a Nintendo Wii Nintendo Wii U, I believe, because those are involved motion gaming. So you definitely want to be careful, especially when you're playing Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games for the Nintendo Wii. Oh man, when you're playing the track, or when you're swimming, they're doing a nunchuck and the Wii remote like this. I remember doing that when I was a little bit younger, and that was very tiring, but I had fun back then. But good thing I was not dizzy at the time. So yeah, take care everybody, and I hope you guys are in good health.